G'day everyone, welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this will be my Knackers Yard. Probably a quick one today. What we're going to do is have a look at Ivan, my ER6N. Previous upload I showed an issue that I had with my fuel gauge. I tracked it down to the sensor itself inside the tank, and effectively it's got metal brushes that are on a floating stopcock type piece, so dependent on the level of the fuel, depends on where those connections are made, which ultimately affects the resistance within there. Now my little tongs had broken off, old, knackered, etc. My botch was to bend them back to try and get that connection, but I didn't think it had worked. I thought where I bent them up they got stuck, but it turns out I did actually manage to fix it. So I will try and show you, but it's very difficult to show you in the light. But I do have a fuel gauge. See if I can block the light going onto it. You can just see it actually. I've got 2 bars on my fuel gauge, so it is actually showing my fuel. It was nearly full when I did it, but I've been riding it throughout most of the week, so it's showing a lot less, so it is working. Now I just tested the connectivity through the system to see whether or not it was knackered. What I didn't do, and one of you guys suggested, is saying, why don't you check the resistance, Nat? So I thought that's a really good idea. Now the replacement is here. It is second hand, but I'll try and show you the tongs. They are all there and working, but I have this one set up on test the resistance. So I've got my multimeter out, set on ohms, got me 2 prongs. I don't think it matters which way they go. It's the resistance of the circuit you're testing, so it doesn't really matter which direction it's going. So effectively, if you look at the numbers back there, held up on a beer can, as the fuel float higher, the resistance goes down, so when it's full it's pretty much 0. And then as you use your fuel, glug 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 glug, down she blows. So we have something working. So what I'm going to do is take the tank off, pull the tank, put this to the side. I might try just plugging this in and moving this by hand, see if it actually moves my fuel gauge. I think logically it should, and then we'll swap them over and get. Although that one's working, I don't trust it. It's gonna fail at the wrong time. You can pretty much guarantee it. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to be. It's really hard to show you the gubbins in there. You can just about make the metal forks in there, but there are 5 of them and they are all there. Mine was down to 2 until I took it out, and 1 broke taking it out, down to 1, then I had to bend them back. So I'm going to get the tank off. I'm going to try putting this in, give it the wiggle, and see whether or not it reflects it straight away on my display. It should do. I'm not sure why I'm quite so excited to test it, but I want to see if it works. Oh, the simple answer is that it doesn't work like live. So if I can find you somewhere to, so I've got it, tank lifted up, I've just unplugged the one in the tank and plugged in the replacement to the side. And what I was hoping was that I could lift and raise and watch the fuel gauge go up and down like a loony. So it's not quite that live. So what I'm going to do is find you somewhere. It's quite difficult with the light as it is. So I'll park you so you can see the instrument panel, and I'll show you what I mean. Right, that's you set up. I've got the ball cock at its lowest point, i.e. at empty tank. So at pretty much 0, you can see I've got 0. Now off screen I am waving the ball cock thingy up and down. It's not as I would hoped, going loop loop loop. It's not quite that live. So what I'm going to do is go to full deflection, i.e. the ball cock all the way up, turn the bike off, turn it back on again. Full. Yucky da. Now I'm going to go halfway down, roughly. Turn it off. Turn it on again. halfway, so it's not like a live link. So what I'm going to do is push it all the way up and just leave the camera running while I go and do other things, and then come back and see whether or not it does it like over time. So I'm now at full deflection. Can't quite raise it up so you can see it from the camera and there at the same time, but I'm going to see if it does it like over time, because it must update, otherwise you're only going to get a fuel reading at the beginning of the ride and at the end of your ride. Oh, I just saw it go up one, I think. Oh, there we go. So it does go live. We're now at full, so it's while I was talking balls, but it's not instant. That's probably the better way of putting it. It does it over time. So I'm going to drop it down to 0. I'll keep an eye on the time, so that's 45 seconds. Right, I'm going to have to play that back because I was distracted by the misses, but I would have fast forwarded you through it and we'll just keep an eye on it. But yeah, so it does update, just not instantly. So just for clarity, I'm going to do that again, 350. So I reckon that's got about a 10 to 15 second not delay, timing for each one of those bars, which makes sense because you're not going to be running a fuel out any quicker than that unless you've got a massive hole in your tank. Right, I'm going to swap these bad boys over. Okay, so that's the swap over complete. My bike's in the sun, you can hear it singing because it always does. I have a working fuel gauge. One that I think I can rely on. I'm going to have a quick look at the one that I've just taken out, the one that I fixed, and see whether or not it is actually, well, I know it is, but I just want to prove it to myself. So same setup as before. In my bike singing away in the background. So it was working. Now I can feel that's grinding a lot more than the other one was, so I don't know how long that would last, but it was working. I'm actually quite impressed, and thanks for the suggestion for having a look at the resistance. I've learned something today, and hopefully I'll pass on some of that as well. So that's how your fuel level sender works, ladies and jelly spoons. It is possible to bend the connectors back on if they do snap off. It will work, I just don't know how long for. So it needed replacing, so I have replaced it. So that's definitely grinding more, so it's only thin strips of metal that's in there, so that will be slowly but surely wearing that away, so it wouldn't last for long. But that's quite cool. I've got it to work. Happy. Right, next I'm going to get back on Daryl and see if I can get this engine out. I just wanted to get that sorted because Ivan, my ER6, is my daily commute now. Cheers all, I'll catch you later. Ta-da.